you can hear me, please kindly drop a one in the chat if you can hear what I'm saying. Emmanuel dropped a one. Thank you. Fantastic. All right. Rotimi dropped one also. Fantastic. Good evening. Good afternoon. Welcome to yet another session packed with information, with a lot of goodies. Welcome once again. My name is Prince Adeakoni, but before we even dive into today's topic, what we're looking to do today, the tools and everything we're looking to learn today, because we are learning some tools. We'll be learning them today. So before we even dive into it, my name is Prince Adiakoni, and I'll be just telling you a lot of things. We'll be discussing a whole lot of things. Now, I want to know, we have about 27 people on the call. If you've joined a session like this before, hosted by Analytics, I want you to drop your favorite emoji in the chat box. And if you are just joining this session for the very first time, I want you to drop a 2 in the chat box, because I already have one in the chat box. So I want you to drop 2 in the chat box if you're joining this session for the first time. Like anything that has to do with analytics, this is your first time. I want you to drop a 2 in the chat box. But if you've joined a session like this before, I want you to drop your favorite emoji. So I have Emmanuel. Welcome, Emmanuel. Welcome, Rotimi. Welcome, Kudirat. Donaldinho. Welcome, welcome. I am Olufumi also. Okay, Olufumi is joining for the second time or the third time, but Olufumi is not a newbie. Welcome once again. So I also want to know where we are joining from. For example, my name is Prince Adeakoni and I'm joining from UK, or my name is Prince Adeakoni, I'm joining from Edmonton, Canada. So I want to know where we are all joining from. So drop that the location where you're joining from in the chat, so I know those I'm speaking to and where exactly they are joining from. So drop your location. Donald from UK. Fantastic. Olufumi joining for another time, and she's joining from Nigeria. I am also from UK, Rotimi from UK. Kelvin is joining from Edmonton, Canada. Good afternoon to you, Kelvin. All right, so welcome to yet another edition, yet another Jolly from Italy. Fantastic. Nice to have you, Jolly. Linda from ATL, Atlanta, Ayola from Canada also, fantastic. Good to have each and every one of you. So I see that we have people joining from different walks of life, different parts of the country or of the world. Welcome to Analytics. And tonight, I promise you, I have a lot of people joining this session for the first time. Trust me, tonight is going to be interesting. I can guarantee that, because what we're doing tonight is we are taking the role, or we are looking at the position, or we are putting you in a position whereby you're working in the retail sector as a sales data analyst, and you're trying to identify customers that are really high value and how you can identify them to make your organization know exactly how to target these people. Because trust me, we have a lot of organizations that have customers, and we have a lot of organizations that have customers, and identifying them can be a challenge. So tonight we'll be using Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Power BI to identify them. So tonight it's a very hands-on night. So if you have family member, a colleague, a friend that you feel is going to get value from this particular session, you want to share the link with them, reach out to them, let them join as fast as possible if they're yet to join, so that before we dive into it, they will have nothing to miss out. And for everybody joining for the first time, I have my colleague in the chat box. They will be dropping an attendance form. This attendance form, you want to go ahead and complete it, because what this will do for you is this particular session is recorded. So after the session, this particular recorded session will be able to share that with you via email. Then the slide, myself and my colleague, because I also have my colleague Stanley, that will be showing you some tricks about how to use Power BI. Everything will be sharing that with you to your email. So you want to make sure you complete that. My colleagues do drop that in the chat box every now and then. So make sure you complete it, and so that we'll be able to share this particular slide with you by the time we end this session. And like I said, we're here tonight. and this is Analytics. So who exactly is Analytics? Analytics as a company, we're a leading edtech company, that's educational technology company that provides specialized training in technology and helping people, everyday people like yourself and myself, transition into the tech space. We've been at this for over 5 years now, and we've been able to help over 3,000 everyday individuals that have no prior experience at all in tech, helping individuals like this transition into tech. All right. And we are committed to doing this in different parts of the tech space. We have programs in data analytics, business analysis, data engineering, data science, cybersecurity, financial analytics, HR analytics, and a whole lot of them. All right. So, but tonight we are only looking at which career path can you get into that has the opportunity of you working as a sales data analyst. We'll look at all these roles, right? Then also, when you're looking at the people passing on their knowledge, teaching you in class, we have people that works in different leading global companies like Apple, McKinsey, Microsoft, Amazon. A whole lot of these people work there. We bring them into your classes and they give you first-hand knowledge on how exactly to work in this different sector of the economy. And tonight, what we're looking at, like I said initially, we'll be looking at using Power BI and Excel to optimize sales reports to be able to identify our performing customers as a sales data analyst. Then also, I'll be showing you how to get started, what are the things you can learn to get started in this space. I'll also be showing you the growth internship. These I will be showing you. Therefore, everybody that will be waiting to the end of this program, I will also share with you the opportunity that you'll be able to get into this program. And who exactly I use myself. My name is Prince Adiakoni, and I have wealth of experience in data analytics, business analysis, data science, and majorly helping organizations streamline their operations to align with their strategic goals or whatever they're looking to build upon. This is where I've been specialized, and I've been able to help over 500 people that have zero technical background, helping individuals like this transition into the tech space, right? I've helped these people transition, and I have experience that cut across the educational technology, the finance space, logistics, FMCG, and even health technology, all right? So when you get the slide, you can go through everything, and you can also come over here so you can connect with me also on LinkedIn. And tonight, like I said, it's not just only myself. I have my colleague here with me tonight. And what we'll be looking at for tonight is my colleague. His name is Stanley. Stanley, are you here?
Oh, yes, I'm here.
All right, fantastic. So Stanley is a learned colleague also. He is going to be the one to be doing the nitty-gritty of doing everything, all the magic that we'll be doing with Excel and Power BI. He's going to be doing everything tonight. He's a very fantastic learned colleague. He'll be showing you the technical bit. Then I will be showing you how you can transition, what you can do, what you can learn to get into this space. Hi, Stanley. You want to go ahead?
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, of course. So, let me just share let me just share. All right. Okay, so thank you so much, Prince. Thank you so much. So, just like Prince said, my name is Stanley, and I am a professional data analyst that is known for, transforming. Give me a moment. Okay, so I'm a professional data analyst that is known for, transforming raw data into actionable insights that drive business sources, right? I have proficiency in Python, SQL, Tableau, Power BI, Excel, and all whatnots. Anything that relates to data analysis, you can count me there, right? So I have a diverse industry experience that spans through marketing, healthcare, retail, and edtech. and where I have not only contributed to business growth, but also demonstrated a remarkable ability to communicate complex data concepts clearly. So as a seasoned trainer, I have trained over 1,000 professionals through engaging and high quality training sessions in data analysis. And my passion lies in equipping individuals with essential data skills, enhancing learning experiences, and also fostering growth through the power of analytics. You can also come down here and connect with me on LinkedIn. So today we are going to be doing something amazing. Just like Prince said, we're going to be doing something amazing. We're going to be building magic, right? We're going to be building magic here. So today we're going to be looking at how we can identify high value customers using Excel or Power BI as a sales data analyst. We want to understand how we can identify or how we can know high value customers using Excel or Power BI as a sales data analyst. I know you might be asking or you might be thinking, who is a sales data analyst? You might want to know who is a sales data analyst. Now I'm asking you that question also. So tell me, who do you think a sales data analyst is? Who do you think a sales data analyst is? I want you to go to the comment section, to the chat box, and tell me, what do you think? Who do you think is a sales data analyst? All right. So just go there and tell me, who do you think is a sales data analyst? I mean, who are they? Is it just a fancy name for a sales rep or a salesperson or what? What do you think they do? Who do you think is a sales data analyst? I want you to go to the comment section and let me know what you think. So who do you think is a sales data analyst? So Olufemi said an analyst that analyzes any data pertaining to sales. Fantastic. Fantastic. I want to also see something else. I want to also say your opinion, your idea of who do you think a sales data analyst is, and what do you think they even do? I mean, what do they do? What do they do? Who do you think a sales data analyst is? Who do you think a sales data analyst is? All right. So just go to the comment section and just drop it in while we go over the slides. All right. So just to buttress more on that, so a sales data analyst is a professional who uses data to understand sales performance, right? Understand sales performance, customer behavior, and business trends, thereby helping companies make smarter data-driven decisions, right? So what do they actually do? First of all, they collect and analyze sales data from different sources, from CRM tools, from Excel, and from ERP systems. They create dashboards and reports using Power BI, Excel, Tableau, and every other visualization tools, right? They also identify trends, top performing products, and also high value customers, right? And then lastly, they also recommend actions that increase revenue and improve sales strategies, right? Now we've known who a sales data analyst is. Now, how do we now apply data analysis into sales, right? So that's what we want to know now. How do we apply data analysis into sales? So first of all, we apply data analysis to sales by, first of all, analyzing business patterns and identifying high-value customers. Analyzing business patterns and identifying high-value customers. So the second way is on sales performance tracking, measure total sales, profits, sales by region or product, or any other metrics that helps to track the performance of your business. So another way we can apply data analytics into sales is in marketing optimization, right? With data analysis, you can segment customers for targeted campaigns and promotion. And then lastly, for decision support. I mean, these days, companies' decisions are mostly based on data. So as data analysts, you provide managers with dashboards and KPIs for data-driven decisions, all right? So talking about data-driven decisions, we are going to be looking at how we can apply this data analysis to help companies drive data-driven decisions. And for that, we're going to be looking at just a small case study where we can show you the practical examples of the application of data analysis in sales, right? So for this small case study is about a retail company. So Brightmart is a mid-sized US retail company that sells electronics, furniture, and clothing across several states, right? But recently, the management has noticed uneven sales across customers and states, heavy revenue reliance on a few customers, the need to identify and retain high-value customers. Okay, so the business wants to use data analytics in Power BI to visualize customer performance, spending behavior, and profitability. So today we are going to be using Power BI to see how we can do what, how we can visualize customer performance, how we can visualize their spending behavior, and also profitability. All right, so now what is the aim of what we want to do? So the aim of what we want to do is to answer some key business questions, such as which customers contribute most to the total sales. So we want to see customers that contribute most to our sales. We also want to see how frequently do customers purchase from Brightmart. We want to see people that actually are the loyal ones, the people that come to our companies, people that purchase from us frequently. Okay, we also want to see how does each customer spend, how much does each customer spend per purchase on average. Okay, so we also want to see what are the sales trends across different months of the year. And then lastly, how can these insights help Brightmart identify and retain high-value customers? Okay, so the goal here is to use Power BI to uncover who is the most valuable customers that we have, how do they buy, and what drives their value to the business, right? So just like I said, this is a very fun-packed and it's very much packed with a lot of things to learn. So brace up and let's get started, right? So, but before then, here is a link that you can use to download the data sets, right? So just like Prince said, all the materials, all the recordings, and all the data set that we're going to be using for today's masterclass is going to be made available for you. So all you need to do is just go to the chat box and just click on the link that is being sent there now. There is my colleague that is sending the links there now. So just click on the link, follow through, and you are going to have access to all the materials, all the videos, and even the data sets that we are going to use today. All right. So without wasting much time, let's see how we can convert this data. So when you get this data set, this is how it looks in Excel, right? This is how it looks. So you see how it looks, just full of numbers, just full of words, just a lot of things. You can't even be able to understand what these numbers mean. You can't be able to spot the trends or can't be able to understand who are the high value customers by just looking at these numbers. But what are we going to do today? We are going to convert these numbers just like they are now to something like this. We're going to convert these numbers from just numbers to a visual dashboard that shows you just by looking at it at a glance, the high value customers, the people that are spending more in our company, and the key performance metrics that we use to know the performance of our organization, right? So if you're ready to get started, now let's now jump on Power BI and let's see how we can get this done. But before even going to Power BI, let's just see a view of how this data set looks like, okay? So if you download your data sets, this is how it's going to look like. This is how it's going to look like, where you see the customers, their IDs, their states, the order dates, the product category, the product's name, quantity, unit price, total sales, and also payment method, right? So now let's move on to Power BI right now and let's perform the magic, right? So this is your Power BI. This is your Power BI, right? So in your Power BI now, we want to bring in this data that we have in our Power BI. I want to bring it inside here. right? Want to bring it here. So what do we now do? We come over here to, under the Home tab, you come over here to get data. So this is what I love about Power BI. Wherever your data is, whether it's in the moon, it's in the sky, Power BI is able to get this data for you. So far that there is data there, Power BI is going to get that data for you. It's going to be able to connect to that data, right? So our data is an Excel workbook. So we are going to use Power BI right now to connect to this Excel workbook. Okay, so we come over here to get data, click on it, and then you see Excel workbook. You see what? Excel workbook. So I'm going to click on Excel workbook now, and then I'm going to now select where this data is in my laptop or in my system. Okay, we're going to select where this data is. Okay, so I'm just going to click on the data, Bright Math Retail Rate data, and then I'm going to click on Open. I'm going to click on Open. Okay, so the file is in use. So let me just go ahead and just close this. And then let me just go ahead and now open it back on. Okay, so I'm just going to click on Open, and then just give it a moment or two, and Power BI is going to connect to this data, right? So Power BI has opened the Excel workbook. So I'm just going to click on this sheet 1 because that's the name of the sheet. And I'm going to inspect to know whether everything I want is right here. You can see the preview. You can see that everything is how it is on my Excel. So I'm just going to tick this mark, tick it, and then I can actually load it directly inside Power BI. But I first want to transform this data to look at the data to make sure that everything is as it is or as it's supposed to be. All right, so I'm going to just click on transform, and then it's going to take me to Power Query where I can clean the data up, where I can apply some transformation, where I can do some normal data cleaning, rename things, and make our data how we want it to look like. Okay, so we can just look at this data and we can just inspect to make sure that the data is just exactly as we want it to be. All right, so the customer ID is as a text, so it's okay. The customer name is as a text, okay. The state is a text, okay. The order date is as an order date. So, okay, so I think I have to also share this so you see that also. Okay, so give me a moment. Okay, so you can see that, yeah, I believe that's visible now. Okay, so you can see our columns and everything is okay, just like we want it to look like, right? So the product category is okay, is as a text, the product name, fine. The quantity is as a number, so it's fine. The unit price is also stored as a number. The total sales is stored as a number. The payment method is stored as a text. So everything is fine. Everything looks great. Okay, so you can come over here and actually rename our table. So I can come over here and rename it. So I can just name it Bright Maths Data. Okay, so Bright Maths Data. Okay, and then I hit enter, and then it's renamed. Okay, you can see it here is renamed. So everything looks fine. So we can now go ahead and load it into Power BI. Right, so I come over here to close and apply. I just click on close and apply, and it's going to now apply this into Power BI. Right, so let's just give it a moment for it to load everything back in Power BI. All right, so this is just Power BI. This is the visualization tool of choice that we're going to use to create this visual, to not just analyze the data, but also to create a visual, a dashboard that can help the management, the decision makers make decision on their company. Right, so you can see now this is loaded and everything here is as it is. So if I click on this drop down, I can see my columns are just the way I have arranged them. Okay, this is the report view. I can also go to the table view also to look at this data to see how this data is looking. So we can now see the data is just like we want it. All right. So now let's go ahead and start analyzing. Let's start building magic. Okay. So we go back to the report view. The first thing I want to do is to give our dashboard a title. All right. I want to give our dashboard a title. So we come over here to insert, and then I want to insert a text box. All right. So just click on the text box, and then this comes up, and let me give this dashboard a name. So let's say Bright Smart Analytics Dashboard. Bright Smart Analytics Dashboard. So this is how it is. I can now just increase it, but it still looks like it's a bit, it's very, very small. So I'm just going to select everything and just increase the font to something like 20. Okay, and then let's put it in the center, and then we center it, and then you can see it is like this. Very, very beautiful. Okay, so we can now go ahead and just give it a little bit of border. So just give it a little border line. So come over here to the format text box, go to the effects, and then come down here to visual border, tick it on, then click on the drop down, and then I want to give it a, let's say, a greenish kind of border, and let's give it rounded border. Let's make it something like 14, right? So this looks good. Let's see how it looks. You can now see how the dashboard looks. You can see that border, that greenish border that is there, right? So we've given this a title. The next thing we want to do now is to start, building our KPIs just like we have here, right? So we want to build our KPIs just like we have here. So the next thing I want to do right now is to bring in a shape, okay? Still under the insert tab, I just go to shapes. I just bring in any shape. I can just bring in let me just bring in this, just a rectangle shape here. So I'm just going to resize it a little bit. Just resize it a little bit, right? So let's make it something like this, okay? But this shape has this blue color that I don't like. So I can just go over to this format shape. So this is where you can always format whatever you have active on your dashboard, okay? So I can come over here, I go to style, then I want to turn off the fill, the blue color. So I just turn it off. And then I want to give this shape a little bit of a border, just like I gave this text. So I come to the general again, go to the effects, go to visual border, tick it on, and then click on the drop down again, select the color, and just choose that same exact border that we gave the other one. And then let's also give it the same rounded corner. So just tick 14. And then this looks okay, but now let's also remove the blue border that is in the front. So I'm just going to go back to style and then untick this border. And then you see everything is looking perfect. Okay, so we've brought in a shape. Now let's now bring in our key performance metrics. So key performance metrics are just your KPIs. It's just metrics that we use to know how well our company is doing, how well our sales are doing, how well our products are moving, and all that. Okay, so you want to look at the dashboard at a glance and see how many sales have we made, how many products have we sold, how many customers do we have, and all that. That's what you want to bring in right now, right? So I'm going to go to the card visual, so you can see the visualizations that we have here. I'm just going to use this small card visual, click on it, and then this is it. I can move it around, okay? So now I want to see the total sales that you've made so far for this particular organization. Okay, you want to see the total sales. So you come over here to your data pane here, you see the total sales column. Okay, so all you need to do is just drag it inside this field or inside this visual. So it's either you drag it here or you drag it inside this field. Let me just drag it inside this field, and then you see Power BI automatically calculates that for you. Very, very simple. That's why Power BI is very intuitive and is very, 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 very interactive. So we've actually seen the total sales now. So we can now bring it in on this inside this shape, right? So I can just reshape it a little bit, make it look like a box. And then I can bring it in here, and then we can have something like this. Okay, something like this looks fine. Okay, now let me also just reduce this a little bit. Okay, so this looks fine, but then we have a lot of other KPIs we want to bring in, right? So I'm just going to copy this particular card and just paste it again. So I'm just going to copy it. So hold it and then Control C and then Control V. And then you see it is duplicated. So I just bring it by the side. Now I'm going to change this particular total sales to something else. So let's say I want to calculate the total customers that we have. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in customer ID. So I'm just going to remove this and then bring in customer IDs. Now this is showing the first customer. You want to see the count of the total customers. So use the count distinct. From here, immediately you are seeing the total number of customers that we have in our company, right? So you see, very, very simple, very sweet to use, and very intuitive to use. So now let's keep on moving. So I'm just going to copy this again and paste it because I want another duplicate. So I come over here again, and then I'm going to remove this customer also, and then let me bring in something else. Let's say I want to see the total products that we have, or let me say something. Okay, let's see how many quantities of orders that we've sold. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in the quantity here, and then you see the quantities of orders that we have sold. Very, very easy. Okay, I'm just going to arrange this a little bit. Okay, so very, very easy. So I'm just going to duplicate this again. So Control C, Control V, duplicated. So I put it by the side here. And finally, let's also see something else. Let's look at, now let me just uncheck this quantity. Let's look at the number of products that we have in our organization, okay? So I can just bring in the product's name, take it to the field, or I can just put it here, and then I can just change this field from just the first product name to the count to see how many products that we have, okay? So I'm just going to click on count these things, and just like that, we have seen the total number of products that we have, all right? So this is that. Now, let's keep on moving. We've done the KPI now. Let's also start now looking in depth into our data. Let's start looking into our data. So I'm just going to duplicate this shape because I think I like the way this shape is. I'm just going to Control C and Control V, duplicate it, and then I'm just going to bring it in here. Just take it somewhere below here, and now let's put it somewhere here, right? Because I want to see the total sales month by month. So we want to start looking at our data now. I want to start seeing the trends by month by our sales. All right. So we want to see how much we are selling, or how much money we are making in January, or how much money we are making in February or March or April, or stuff like that. We want to break it down by month, right? So we come over here to our data pane. You see that you have only the date column here. So we want to extract these dates into a month. So let's go back again to our report view. So this is our report view. Sorry, let's go back to our table view. So click on the table view. You can see that our order date is actually like a full date. It's not like a month. So we want to extract this month from this date, right? We want to what? We want to extract this month from this date. Very, very important. So what do we do? So we want to create a new column by the side. So we can just click on new column here. And then in this new column, let's say we want to give this month's name. Let's say month's name equals to, so I'm just going to use just simple formula to extract that, okay? So the formula you're going to use, you're going to use the format function. So we're going to use the format. So use the format here, and then we want to what? We want to convert what? The date. Okay, so we want to convert this date to a month format, all right? So use the format, and then we're going to enter in the order date. We're going to enter in the column of the order date, comma, and then it asks us for the format. So what format do you want it to look like? So I want it to look like a month format, okay? So I put in an open apostrophe, then I put in MMM, MMM as in a short month format. I close the bracket and then I hit enter. And then Power BI is going to automatically format this month. You can see now Power BI has extracted these months. Look at the first row, April 14, 2024. It has now shortened it into just April. Okay, 3-letter words, April, and so on and so forth for the other months. All right. So we can also move ahead and we can also do something else. Let's say we want to also format or extract the month number from this date, because sometimes you might have to, sort this month. Okay, so let's extract the month number from this particular date, right? What do I mean by month number? We want the way we write January as 01, February as 02, March as 03, and so on and so forth. So we want to extract the month number, right? So we add a new column again. And this new column, let's name it month number equals to. So we are going to use the month format. We're going to use the month format. Okay, so we use the month to now convert our date, which is the order date. We're going to convert our order date from our data and convert into a month, right? So I'm just going to close the bracket and hit enter. And then you are now going to see the month number. You can see April is month number 4, January is 1, and so on and so forth. So we've converted this. Let's now go back to our report view and now build this visual. Okay, so we have the dates now. You can see our month name and month number is here on the data pane. So because we want to see the trends month by month, we're going to use a line chart, right? So we're just going to insert a line chart. So writing a line chart here, and then this month's name, I'm going to put it on the x-axis. The month name that I just extracted, I'm going to put it on the x-axis, and then I want to see the total sales by each month. So I'm going to drag the total sales into the y-axis. Okay, so you can see that this is not actually sorted properly. The month name is not actually sorted properly here. So let's now go back again to our table view and sort it. Okay, so I'm going to click on the month name and then go to sort by column, and then I'm going to sort it by month number. So that 1 is January, 2 is February, 3 is March, and so on and so forth. So let's go back to our report view. And then let's also try and remove the month name again and put it back. And let's see whether that change has been effected. You can see now the change has been effected. January comes first, February, March, April, May, and all that. Okay, so this looks good. So now let's bring it and put it into this shape. All right, so I'm just going to drag it in and put it just inside this shape and just make it look nice, right? So it's just inside this shape right now, and I can go ahead and just format it a little bit by removing all the axis labels and all that. So I go to this visualization side where I can format my visual. I click on this link, this icon, and then I normally don't like these x-axis titles and y-axis titles. So I normally remove them. So I go to the x-axis, remove the title, go to the y-axis, remove the title, and you can see this is looking fine, right? So let's keep on moving forward. Now we've seen our trends by months. By looking at this already, you can see that we have our lowest sales in May, and then we have our highest sales in April and around July. And after July, our sales now were on a downward trend. Okay, so this is a type of insight that normal normal numbers and words are not going to show you. This is only affordable, and this is only visible by using a dashboard. This is why dashboard is very, very, very important and very, very good for deriving insights. All right. So from here now, the management can start planning on how they can be able to improve sales in May, or how they can replicate the sales that they've done in April and July to other, so that they can have a very good year. All right. But now let's keep moving forward, right? So we've done these sales now. Let's start now looking at identifying the high value customers in our company. We want to now see the big boys, want to see the people that contribute most to our sales, the big guys, the big money spenders. All right. So now let's start doing that. Okay. So now let me just duplicate this shape again. So I'm just going to Control C and Control V to duplicate the shape, and then I'm going to put it here. And then I'm just going to enlarge this, make this look a little bit better. Just take it up a little bit here, and this looks good. Okay, so the next I want to do now is I want to see the customers that contributed mostly to our revenue. I want to see customers that contributed most to our revenue, because that will give us a good view of people that are spending more on us. All right. So now what do? We bring in a column chart. So I come over here and click on the clustered column charts, and then this is it. Okay, so I can just bring it in here immediately without having to do a lot of. Yeah, I can now bring it in here immediately, and just let's now visualize this column chart. Okay, so I click on the chart, and then I want to bring in the customer name, because we want to see the customers that contributed most to our sales. Okay, I'm going to bring in the customer name to the x-axis, and then because I want to see how they contribute to our sales, I'm going to bring in the total sales to the y-axis. And just like that, we have a visual that shows the customers that contributed mostly to our revenue. Okay, so before even looking at it, let me just go ahead and remove this X and Y axis titles. So let me just remove it. And let me go to the Y axis also and remove the title. And then this looks nice. So from here already, you can see the big money spenders in our organization, the people that, the odogus, the big money spenders, the people that spend a lot in our organization. So you can now see that somebody like Maria Gonzalez, James Carter, Emily Johnson, and just say these top 5 contributes mostly to our revenue, and most especially Maria Gonzalez made a sale of up to 150,000, and that is up to, let's say, 30% of our total sales. Imagine a customer, a single customer, contributing to 30% of your total sales. That's mind-blowing, right? So these are our customers. These are our top value customers, our big spending customers. But also now, let's also dive in deeper, because this does not only shows us everything we need to know. I mean, what if these customers are just one-time customers? I mean, what if they just bought once in our organization? Maybe they are just passing around and they saw this store, oh, they want to just go in and just get something, and they just bought once. Or maybe their regular customers are not there, so they just wanted to just buy from these particular people. So what if they are just one-time customers? What if? So we want to just dive in deeper into this data to see whether our customers, these customers are one-time customers, or they are repeating customers, in order to know the people that are our loyal customers, people that buy most frequently from us and all that. Okay, so we want to now see the people that buy frequently from us. Okay, so I'm just going to just duplicate this particular shape again. So I can also duplicate this shape and use it also for this last one. So I'm just going to Control C, Control V again to duplicate it. And then I just bring it here and just reshape it a little bit to make it look like this. And then, okay, it is here. So the next thing I want to do now is I want to see the customers based on the number of orders that they've ordered from us, right? So that's what I want to see. But from this data here, I don't think we don't have a column or anything that shows the number of orders they've done from us. If you go to the table view, we don't have a column that shows the number of orders that they've done from us, they've gotten from us. So we are just going to create a very small measure. So we're just going to come over here under the Home tab, click on New Measure. So new measure is just a way of doing a little bit of calculations in your data. Okay, so I'm just going to click on New Measure, and let's name this measure number of orders. Number of orders. Okay, so equals to, so we want to count the number of orders based on the customer IDs. Okay, so based on the customers, we want to count the number of orders. Okay, so just write in count of, you can use the customer name, you can use the customer ID, either way. I'm just going to count it. I'm going to close the bracket and hit enter. Okay, so I've created it, is now visible on the right hand side. So the next thing I want to do right now is now to visualize these customers based on the how many times they've ordered or ordered anything from us, right? So now before we even do this, let's take note of these 4 people: Maria Gonzalez, James Carter, Emily Johnson, and John Smith. Okay, let's see whether these people also appear in our chart, because that will give us a very good view whether they are the high value customers that we need to take note of in our company. Okay, so let me just bring in a clustered bar chart. Okay, so now let me just put it here. Let me just drag this down a little bit. Let me just put it here. Okay, so now let me bring in the customer name to the y-axis. Okay, so now let me also bring in that number of orders that I just calculated to the x-axis. And then this is calculated for us. So immediately, let me just go ahead and remove the titles because I don't like them. Okay, so let me just remove the titles because I don't like them. Okay, so I've removed the titles now. And then from here, you can see. Now, let's stretch this again and let's see who we have here. And then you can also see Maria Gonzalez appears again. Emily Johnson appears again. These top 3 people. So that shows you that they are not just buying a lot from us, but they are also our loyal customers. They come back again and again to take from us. So this shows that these people are very high value. These people are the people of interest. They are the persons of interest. These are people that you need to hold on to, people that you need to make sure that they are always happy, that they are always coming back to buy from you. Okay, you see what data does for you. From here, you can now see that these people are not just contributing to our revenue, but they are also regular customers because they are also buying regularly from us. Okay, so now let's go in deeper also to see something else. Let's say we want to see the average order value. So we want to see the average order value per transaction. So average order value is just a measure of, on average, how much does each customer or how much does a particular customer spend on average for each transaction. Okay, so how much does a particular customer spend on average for each transaction? Okay, so how do we calculate this? It's normally total sales divided by the number of orders. Okay, so we have the number of orders here already. We can use the total sales here, or we can just create a new measure. So just for showing you sake, let's just also create a new measure to just calculate the total sales. Okay, so I'm just going to go to new measure, and let's say total sales. Total sales equals to, so I'm just going to sum up the total sales in our data. Okay, so I just use the sum function to sum the total sales in our data. Then I hit enter. Okay, so you can see the total sales is here, but now I have the total sales, I have the number of orders. Now let me calculate the average order value to be able to see on average how much is each customer actually paying. So you use this average order value to see on average how much each customer is paying. So a high average order value shows that a particular customer spends more or spends very, very big on average, even if it's for one transaction. All right. So that is a show of customers that have big spending capacity. All right. So let's also calculate the average order value. So we're just going to just create a new measure again and just say AOV in short for average order value. So AOV is equals to our total sales that we calculated divided by the number of orders that we calculated. Okay, so I'm just going to click on enter, and then you have that AOV. Okay, so now let's now bring it inside our charts. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick another column chart. Okay, no, this time let me pick a bar chart. I'm just going to pick another bar chart, put it here, and then I'm just going to bring it down. Okay, I've picked another bar chart. Let me just put it somewhere here. Okay, let me just increase this a little bit. Okay, so we want to see the average order value by each customer. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in the customer name again. For that, I'm just going to click this, bring in the customer name again to the y-axis, and then bring in the average order value that we just calculated to the x-axis. And then you can also see, well, before then, let me just rush and remove these titles. Okay, so let me just remove these titles and let's just see that clearly. Okay, so now you can see on average how much each particular customer is spending on average for one transaction. Okay, so let me just increase this. And then here, there you have it also. Maria Gonzalez also appears here again, right? Maria Gonzalez is leading in all the metrics that we are calculating here. You can see Maria Gonzalez here. You can see Maria Gonzalez here. You can also see Maria Gonzalez here. So this is just to show you our premium customer. This person is a premium customer. This is, in fact, this type of customers are customers that they are the dream type of customers for the sales and marketing team. Okay, so these are the type of customers that want to make sure that they are happy, that they bring in their friends, that they bring in their colleagues, that we make sure that they are always happy and they come back for more, and for more. All right, so with this chart now, we've identified the top value customers, the high-end customers in our company using Power BI. But let's also add in something else. Let's also add in a slicer here so that we can be able to slice and dice our data. Okay, let's add in a slicer to be able to slice and dice our data. So let me just add in this. Let me just add in a slicer. So I'm just going to click on the slicer icon here. And let me bring in, let's say, customer name. Okay, now let me change it to a drop down. So I come over here to format and then change the slider setting to a drop down. So you have something like a drop down list. So I can just arrange it very well. And let me see, let me put it here. Okay, so let me also bring in another slicer. I'm going to show you what this slicer actually does. Okay, now let me bring in something else. Let's say we want to see let's say I want to see month. Let's say I want to see the month's name. Okay, let's say I want to see the month's name. I can bring in the month's name here. And then let's also change it to a, let's also change it to a drop down. Okay, so this is like a drop down so that when you click on it, it just takes you to where you are looking at. Okay, so let me just bring it and put it somewhere here. Okay, so these slicers help us to slice and dice our data, how we want to look at it. Okay, so let's say we show our stakeholders or we show our organizations this data and they want to see how each particular customer is doing or what are the sales for a particular month, or let's say they want to see how is somebody like Emily Johnson performing. Just click on the drop down and select Emily Johnson. And just like that, you can see that the whole the whole dashboard is filtered to Emily Johnson. You can see how much this particular patient has generated for us. You can see how many things that he has bought. You can also see the trends of how he has bought things. Okay, so this is the work of the slicer. Let's see, you want to see someone else. You can also just slice and dice and also look at it differently. You can also use the months also to see, let's say you want to see how February performed in our data. You can click on February, or let's say you want to see how December actually performed. You can click on December, and you can see even in December, we just made 8,642 in sales. So that's just a very small number that accounts for that low value in the trend. Okay, so these are the slide, and from here, this is the dashboard, sorry, and this dashboard now shows you in general how the business is performing. So you see, with this dashboard, you can just look at a glance and see how your business is performing, how Brightmart Retail is performing, how they are doing, how many sales they are making, which customer are standing out, which customer needs some help. How do we actually tend to these high value customers? And by identifying these high value customers such as Maria Gonzalez, James Carter, John Smith, and all that, we can be able to target them or create some incentives or find a way to keep them happy, keep them coming for more. This is something that the marketing team can use to target these customers and bring in more value and more sales to the organization, right? So in summary, this dashboard just gives Brightmart a clear data-driven story for their business, turning raw in numbers from just our numbers in our data. You can see when I showed you our Excel sheet, it was just numbers and words, but we've turned it from raw numbers into actionable insight, into dashboard that shows insight for our business. And that's exactly what we do at Analytics here, okay? We don't just teach you tools like this, like Power BI. We also teach you how to think like a data analyst, how to uncover stories hidden in your data, and how to present them in a way that is going to, influence data-driven and business decisions, okay? So if you're inspired by what you've seen today and you want to learn how to build dashboards like this, or maybe more than this, dashboard that tells stories and, drive action, then you are in the right place. In fact, you are one step closer to, becoming a data analyst that you want to be, right? So I'm just going to allow Prince to, tell you all you need and what you need going forward, right? So Prince, are you there?
Yes, definitely. I'm here. Thank you so much. I believe,
Okay.
I don't know about myself, but I don't know about every other person, but I know about myself. I've been able to get the whole lot of value from this particular session. So if you've learned something, one or two things, I saw everything that Stanley was able to do, from having a raw data to be able to transfer it and analyze something like this. So if you actually got value and you believe you now know something, because trust me, learning this alone is fantastic for me. So if you learn something, drop like exactly like Frederick, this is great. So I'll drop this is great in the chat box. So I want to know everybody that got value and those that didn't get value. So if you are just joining, this particular session is recorded. Okay, so make sure you complete the attendance form. That way, we'll be able to share this recorded video with you, and also all the materials, the slide. The slide has a link where you'll be able to click on the data set, and you'll be able to get the data set and do exactly what Stanley just did. So if you got value, if you followed everything, fantastic. I can see loaded. This is great. This is awesome. It is actually awesome. And these are the things that organizations, companies are really looking out for. They're not looking at somebody that say, oh, I went to study data analytics or I have sales, whatever. No, they want you to be able to take all the record they are getting from their database, from their sales report, all this information, They want you to get hold of it and be able to give them this direct information. This information is literally going to tell them, focus on this person, target this particular country, target this particular customer to make more money. Every organization is looking to do this, and especially everybody looking that are currently in the FMCG space, they are looking to increase their revenue. So this is something you can learn 100% to be able to get into that spot where you have hands-on experience and be able to take this experience to see yourself landing a job. So what I'm going to be doing tonight is I'm going to show you some of the programs you can get into that you'll be able to learn Excel and also be able to learn Power BI to do everything that Stanley just did tonight. All right. Then also, if you have questions, so probably maybe Stanley did something, or probably maybe while I was speaking, I said something that you don't really understand, you can write them down. In about 30 minutes, I'll be done showing you everything I need to show you, and you'll be able to ask your question. You can either drop your question in the chat box when I'm done, or you can unmute your mic and you get to speak and get to ask your question. All right. So let's get into it. Let me show you how exactly you can get into this and you learn how to become a sales data analyst. Now, before we get right into showing you exactly what you need to learn to become a sales data analyst, what we did was we just didn't come up with, oh, so is there anybody or is there any program that you can just do to get into the tech space or to transition? What are the really core roles that anybody and everybody can get into to be able to see themselves transitioning? And what we did in this regard was we went ahead to check out all the major job boards to identify roles that companies are really looking to hire for. A lot of companies are looking to hire for professionals in this field. We gathered the data and we analyzed it. Our analysis, just like what you've seen, identifying top value customers, we are now analyzing companies or roles that organizations are really looking out for, and that has three major things: the ease of learning, the ease of transitioning, and a high rewarding salary. So after doing this analysis, just like you've seen, because I believe everybody on this corner is a data analyst. So I'll be using some of the data analyst keywords so that you also be in that position and that spot. So after this analysis, we're able to arrive at these key performing roles. That's also a data analyst word. We were able to identify these key performing roles that match the analysis that we're looking out for: the ease of learning, ease of transitioning, and a high rewarding salary. So in this part, we have the business analyst, we have the data analyst, we have the data scientist, we have the financial analyst, and the HR analyst. And tonight, I'll be showing you how you can learn all these tools and get yourself into this spot to land a job in any of these roles. We have other roles that we offer at Analytics, but tonight we're only looking at the ones that has Excel and Power BI, and will afford you the ability to get a job 100% as a sales data analyst. All right. So this was what we did. So after the analysis, what we further went ahead to do was to seek external validation, because I mean, we are asking people, we are asking individuals that already have a job, we are asking them to transition and get into another role. What should make them transition? What is that guarantee that if they leave whatever they're doing and they get into this particular path, is going to actually worth the while for them? And what we did in this regard was to seek external validation for more like a job security kind of validation, that if anybody go through this particular path, 5 years, 10 years down the line, you not see yourself out of job and your role is totally not relevant anymore. So what we did was to seek external validation from the future of job reports, and that is from the World Economic Forum. They have a particular analysis that they do, a future of job report. And in this report, they were able to show us career path that will gradually, between now, 2025 and 2030, the career path that will gradually decline in demand, and career paths that are gradually increasing in demand, having a lot of organizations requesting for them. So you see this career path that you can see on the right side of my screen, right? These ones you can see on this right side of my screen. All these career paths, they are going to dwindle down and a lot of organizations are not really looking out to get them anymore. A lot of organizations are not really hiring in these roles anymore. But you see career path that is on the left side of the screen, these ones here, you're having a chart here showing you that you have a lot of organizations hiring for them, and the chances of them growing between 2025 and 2030 is super high. And out of this particular roles, you have roles like you have things like data analysts, you have data analysts, data scientists, you have business analysts, you have also in these roles, you have the business intelligence analyst, you have the management and organization analyst, and you have loads of them. So, like I said, this particular slide, you will be getting it once you complete the form. So you'll be able to have this shared with you via your email. So make sure you complete the form so that when you get the slide, you'll be able to just click over here and get access to this particular report. Okay. So like I was saying, these are the roles that will increase in demand and roles that will gradually decline in demand. So for you looking to transition, you want to really pay close attention to, oh, is my career path found wanting on the right side of the screen? If it is a yes, they want to find a way to switch and run to the left side. One that really caught my eye is over here. You have accountants and auditors. So if you're currently an accountant and an auditor, what you want to do is, you already know, your answer is as good as mine. You want to pivot to become a financial analyst. Instead of just being an accountant, you want to become a financial analyst. And I'll be showing you how you can become this professional. And definitely we'll have people that have been able to go through the training and they've been able to see themselves landing a job after the training. This particular lady over here, she went through the training, she was able to get a job. This particular gentleman over here also, he went through the training and he was able to get a job as he is a medical doctor. He was able to learn the data analytics program and was able to merge his data analytics skills to get a job still in the medical space. Over here, we have Oluwatoyin. Oluwatoyin actually went through the data analytics program also, and he was able to get a job. She was able to get a job as a data analyst with NHS, right? So I'll be showing you, we have loads of them, and I cannot really, it's showing you each and every one of them. It's going to really be time consuming. So when you get this particular slide, you want to make sure that you go through each and every one of them. You also have link on this slide that will take you to where you are able to watch their testimonials on how they were able to transition, what they did, how analytics was impactful to their journey, and how they were able to get a job. This particular lady over here, she's in Canada. Her name is Amaka. She was actually able to land a job as HR data analyst, leveraging Power BI in what she's doing as an HR professional. So learning Power BI is not just restricted to you. Let's say you're a data analyst. No, it is not restricted. And in a few minutes, I'll be showing you which of the programs you can get into that will afford you the opportunity to transition, be able to do everything Stanley has been able to do. Okay. This is also Judith. She went through the business analysis program, leveraging data analytics skills also. She was able to get herself a job. She's currently in UK and she's working full remote for a company in US, right? Leveraging also her data analytics skills, her Power BI skills, and every other skill she has learned under the business analysis program. Okay, this particular gentleman over here is a 19-year-old boy that joined the data analytics program. And by the time he was 19, he joined the program while he was 18. His brother registered him to the program. He joined the program, he went through the training, he was able to learn how to become a data analyst. He was able to learn how to showcase himself as being a data analyst. He was able to learn how to apply to jobs that he has the skill to do as a data analyst. And he finished the program September 2024, and he was able to see himself, he was able to land a job as Okay, so he joined the program September 2024 and was able to land himself a job by July 2025 as a data processor and data analyst with Market Trends International. And that is just 4 months after he completed his data analytics training. This is a 18-year-old boy that was able to do it. So trust me, if he can do it, we all here can do it. And I'll be showing you exactly how this is possible. All right. It's like I said, we have loads of people that have been able to go through the training. By the time you get over the slide, you'll be able to watch all their testimonials, what they have to say. I will have said I should play it on this chat, but it's something we can all have individual access to. So when you get the slide, watch it and you get to understand what everybody has to say. Now, you might be wondering, what are the things you need to do? What are the next steps? What are the career paths you can see yourself getting into? This is an overview of which of these career paths, the jobs you can apply to as a data analyst, the roles you can apply to as a data scientist. But one thing I want to really point out over here is by going through the business analysis program, one thing you will see is business data analysts. You will see that. Then one thing you also want to notice in the data analytics program is by going through the data analytics program, you have ability to get a job as a sales analyst. That's getting a job as somebody that's able to do what Stanley just did. You're able to do that 100%. If you look at the data science path, the number one thing you will see on the data science path is you are able to apply to all roles in data analytics. Meaning by going through the data science program, you have the skill to also apply to job as a sales analyst. If you look at the business analysis route, number 2 on that particular route says business data analyst, meaning you also have the skill to get a job as a sales analyst after going through the business analysis program. If you also look at the financial analytics program, the number one thing you can see on that spot is even despite going through the financial analytics program, you still have the ability and the skill to apply to some jobs in data analytics. Same thing is applicable to HR analytics. You also have the role, the ability to get a job in some roles in data analytics. And the reason is not far-fetched. In all these programs you can see, you have problem solving, you'll be learning problem solving, you'll be learning Excel, you'll be learning Power BI, you also be learning SQL. So this will open you to opportunities to be able to extract. So right now you have the data set already. What if this data set is stored somewhere, let's say in the sales database? How do you extract this information? This is where you get to use your SQL skills to extract the information before you start to do your basic data cleaning, probably let's say using Excel or even using Power BI, and be able to build something just like what Stanley has been able to build. So going through any of this program, you afford the ability and the skill to be able to do everything that Stanley just did. Now, talking about business analysis, the first thing you can see in your key learning area where you get to learn in business analysis is Excel, Power BI, and SQL. And the reason is not strange. Any company looking to hire a business analyst in 2025, they need you. It is mandatory that you have some basic data analyst skills. If you're saying you're a business analyst and you don't have some basic data analyst skills, you will struggle to get a job. I'm not saying you should go and learn or read a book on how to do all these things. No, I mean hands-on experience, something you can actually show them that you have the skill and you've been able to use this skill to solve this problem or that problem. They need you to have this before you get to have every other thing under business analysis like process mapping, project initiation planning, agile and scrum for project, SDLC, requirement fundamentals, elicitation, stakeholder analysis, also learning how to leverage ChatGPT to work as a business analyst. Before any of this, they need you to have the skill of a data analyst. And the reason is not far-fetched. It's because a business analyst is a process optimization master. They solve processes. Every business will have their processes. So it's the responsibility of the business analyst to identify the challenge the organization is having and solving it for them. Identify the challenge that the organization is having and solving it for them. And how do you understand or identify the challenge the organization is having? Everything is in the data. How do you extract the data? It's dependent on your skill that you have as a data analyst. So for you to become a successful business analyst, you need to have some skill as a business analyst. Then definitely the data analyst. These are professionals that they do almost the same thing that Stanley has been able to do. A company has a particular problem or a company is having an headache. It is the responsibility of that business analyst, or sorry, of that data analyst to identify their problem, solve the problem, and give them a clear recommendation on how to solve the problem, just like you've been able to see what Stanley did, building that particular Power BI dashboard to identify high-value customers, right? You are the person that is responsible for solving all these problems for the organization and any other problem that might be data related. So you as a data analyst, you're learning problem solving, you're learning Excel from the very scratch till you become a fantastic professional to be able to do something that Stanley just did. So all the analysis Stanley just did, you should be able to do it, or you will be able to do that using Excel. So Stanley used Power BI. In your own case, you'll be able to do the analysis using Excel. You'll be able to do the analysis using Power BI. You'll be able to do that analysis using Tableau. You will even be able to do that analysis using SQL as a data analyst. That is how resourceful you will be by the time you're done with the data analytics program, right? Then also, you also learn how to leverage AI because AI is here to stay. We have it in almost everything we get to do in our day-to-day lives. Then you also learn how to use Microsoft Fabric. It's a tool that is newly is an environment newly launched by Microsoft. I think they launched that October last year. A lot of companies have not really adopted it. So you'll be learning it. And when any organization you're looking to get into, either you're working there or you're about to get into it, and they have Microsoft Fabric, that's an added advantage and added knowledge for you. Now, before I move on, any of the program that you're looking to get into, the learning duration is 8 months. Okay, you have 8 months for the total duration. And out of these 8 months, you have 6 months in class where you learn everything hands-on. And when I mean hands-on, I mean whatever you're learning in any of the program, you're learning working on projects. You're learning working on projects. When you're learning, so what I mean by project is exactly what Stanley just did. That is a very good example of you solving a problem for an organization. So you get to learn different projects, solving different problems as a data analyst, as a business analyst, or any of the program that you're looking to get into, building your hands-on experience and hands-on skills to work as that professional. All right, so this is what you get to do for 6 months. And your 2 months to complete the 8 months is where you have your internship. Internship is where you get to work on real-world projects. Real-world project, because that's something that you get to do with a consulting firm we partner with. You do this internship with them, solving real-world problems, and you have the ability to add everything you must have done in your internship to your portfolio to showcase to anybody looking to hire you what you've been able to learn, what you've been able to do, the problems you've been able to help organizations solve, and the value you bring into their organization, right? So I just said I should mention that so I don't skip that. Then also, okay, this is a very good example also of what you'll be able to do. So this is not something that was done by Power BI. This is something that was done by Tableau. As a data analyst, you will also be able to build a simple dashboard just like this. This is a sales performance dashboard, identifying the their profits over the years. They're also looking at the profit according to age. They're looking at profits according to the states. This is in Nigeria. They're also looking at which payment option is giving them the most value. They're also looking at the gender. This is a very simple dashboard that any organization that has this particular data, if you give it to that particular organization, this is a report on profit. This is a profit dashboard. All right. In this particular dashboard, everybody could see that, or you could see that looking at the age group that has the most profits associated to this particular organization is the young adult, 29 to 48 to 47. So any organization looking to strategically place, let's say, marketing or target their customer, they'll be able to easily know that, oh, so anybody that clicks into the mark of 29 years old and 47, you want to double down, know what they're buying, market to them, because these are the people that are really paying us good money, right? Then they followed by the youth, 10, 10 years old to 28. Then you have the adults, 48 to 60. Then you have anybody that is like categorized as senior adults, 67 and above. They are not really giving us so much money. So we don't want to really capitalize on them, considering whatever products you're selling. This is a simple dashboard. And any organization that has this will know exactly what next to do. These are the things you'll be able to give to the organizations that will set you and show them the value you have to offer these organizations. Also, remember, as a data scientist, you have all the skills, you have ability to apply to all jobs a data analyst can apply to. So in your own case, you'll be learning everything a data analyst will learn, and also learn some additional things that makes you even much more in higher demand, or makes you even much more open to a much more elaborate market, because you have opportunity to apply to jobs in data analytics. They also have access to apply to jobs in data science. Okay, so then you have statistics, forecasting and predictive analysis using Microsoft Excel. You have Tableau for data analytics. You have SQL, Python, EDA, that's exploratory data analysis, machine learning, computer vision, GitHub, version control, GitHub Copilot. Then you also learn Microsoft Fabric. Now, for you as a data scientist, Microsoft Fabric is an environment, like I said, by Microsoft. And under your Microsoft Fabric, you will be learning Power BI, right? So you'll be learning Power BI also under a Microsoft Fabric, which affords you the opportunity to learn everything or be able to do everything Stanley just did. Then you have the financial analytics. Now, I love to use the word, anybody looking to get into financial analysis, I always just like to use the word, the money smart people, because what they are responsible for, these are the professionals that will help organization make smart financial decisions. Any organization looking to, every organization spend money every now and then for acquisition, for expansion, to buy particular production machinery, something they're looking to spend big money on. Before they make this decision, they always seek out advice from a financial analyst. And the financial analyst will go ahead to to work the numbers, do the analysis, to be able to help them make that decision if that investment or whatever capital intensive they're looking to churn a lot of money on, if that is a good option. Now you have, in your key learning area, you have problem solving Excel, Power BI, SQL. So you will learn the basic data analyst skill before you go ahead to niche down to learning everything in financial analysis, or whatever you must have learned in problem solving Excel, Power BI, and SQL. This will afford you the ability to apply to some jobs in data analytics, right? Then if you look at the HR analytics, it's the same thing with the financial analytics. You have problem solving Excel, Power BI, and SQL. This will also afford you to apply to some roles in data analytics. Then when it comes to the HR, these are the people's people. They help people within an organization have the best of whatever they can get from this organization. So for you, if you are that kind of a person, you have ability to get into HR analytics and still be able to pick up skill as a data analyst that will afford you the opportunity to get into some job as a data analyst will do. Then for you in HR analytics, you learn HR KPIs, you learn performance evaluation, you learn attrition matrix, you learn compensation analysis, you learn pay equity analysis, you learn a whole lot of things. Like I said, you've been able to niche down to HR and HR performance and HR analytics. All right. So when you're looking to, so for you that you might be confused, this particular quiz, I'll have my colleague share this link in the chat, or I can even do the same thing. So I've talked about some roles that you can get into. Now, if it's a bit confusing, it is a bit confusing and you don't know which role exactly you can get into. So what you can do is click on this particular link. I'll share this in the chat box so that every other person can also take this quiz. So all right, so I'll paste this in the chat box so every other person can take the quiz. So once you click on that particular link, it will take you to where you'll be able to take the quiz. The quiz is basically going to look at is a personality quiz. It's going to look at things you're comfortable with, things you are okay with, things you are very familiar to do. Do you like coding? You don't like coding? It will look at all this, then being able to advise on which career path you should get into. Right? Then also, in a case whereby you don't know which career path to get into, also in this particular link, you will have ability to book a free one-on-one session with a professional from Analytics, and you have either myself or some of my colleague in this clarity call, and we will to look at what you've been doing, your work experience, things you're comfortable with, and we'll be able to guide you on which program you should be looking at getting into. So click on this particular link that I dropped in the chat box and take the quiz. If you have questions, remember, you have opportunity to ask these questions once I'm done guiding you on what you can do to transition. Okay, now you see everything I've talked about, everything I mentioned that you'll be learning, you learn this, you learn that. All this are just 50% of what you would tend to get from analytics. Just 50%. And these are the technical skills. Now, we have what we call the employability skills. Now, what does employability skills means? This is more or less like going to weaponize your technical skill because, okay, now you have a skill as a sales data analyst or a sales analyst. You can do everything Stanley just did. How does this convert to getting you a job? How will you be able to show people that you can do this and be able to see yourself getting a job with this skill that you have? This is exactly what employability skills mean. These are the things that you will learn that will weaponize your technical skill to afford you the opportunity of getting a job with the skill, with the technical skill that you have. And when you're looking at the employability skill, the first thing you want to have in this space is your CV. When it comes to your CV, we have in-house professional that will take whatever CV you have currently, they will take that from you, revamp it to be industry standard CV, then give it back to you. Then also teach you how to tailor your CV to any job you are looking to apply to. So imagine you are a financial analyst. Let me say you are HR analyst and you're looking to apply to sales analyst role. HR analyst looking to apply to sales analyst role. Do you just take your HR analyst CV and dump it on that sales analyst role job? No, you don't do that. So in analytics, you will learn how to tailor your CV, meaning how do you tailor this HR analyst role, so that sales analyst role, to showcase things you've done using all the technical tools needed in sales analysis to showcase that you can get the job done. You will learn how to do this. This is what we call tailoring your CV to each application. You will learn how to do this. Then also, you have LinkedIn optimization because LinkedIn can never be underestimated. That is where you showcase yourself as a professional and anybody looking to hire you. This is one about the first place they will get to after seeing your CV. And also, there's a limit to jobs you can apply to using just your CV. All right. So LinkedIn, having it optimized, will afford you the opportunity to have recruiters reach out to you directly on LinkedIn and give you opportunity or discuss opportunities with you that you have absolutely no knowledge about. You have this ability because you will learn how to optimize your LinkedIn. Then you also learn how to navigate the job market. You learn how to navigate the job market to know where and how to search for jobs. This is aside from the ones we bring to you. Because when it comes to navigating the job market, we have some job boards that we partner with that have some job boards we partner with that we bring jobs to your classes every Monday. Okay, so these jobs that I'll bring to you, you have ability to apply to them 100%. These are jobs that you will not find anywhere on the job board, never. And where do we get them? We get them from this premium partnership that we have from, the only way you get access to them is if you pay to this platform also. But we've been able to pay to them. So we pay to this platform, we get the jobs, then we bring them into your classes where you have ability to apply to these jobs 100% without paying anybody anything, right? Then when you get the list to expect when you apply to jobs, have your LinkedIn optimized, navigate the job market, the least to expect is you getting called for an interview. And before you attend any interview, you have the ability to book a session with a professional that will give you a one-on-one interview preparation, right? You have this ability 100%. Okay. Now, also, when you get the job, we also have ability to offer you reference. Then we have reference letter. Okay, you have reference letter whereby we're able to give you reference letter to showcase that, oh, this particular individual worked with analytics from so time as a consultant with analytics, right? You have this opportunity also 100%. Then there's something also we call on-the-job support. On-the-job support comes in like, as the word says, you're on the job, you need some support, we have ability to have you reach out to somebody within analytics, and a professional will get on board with you to guide you and solve these problems for you while you are on the job. Then also we have weekly mentorship that comes up every Thursday, where you have industry experts come into your classes and shed more light on the things you should be doing and how to get things done. These are all the things you get value or you get access to by joining the program in any of the program you're looking to get into. Then the last we have is Upwork optimization, where you will learn how to set up a profile in such a way that you're able to offer your services to both individuals and organizations at the same time. All right. So you learn how to optimize your Upwork to afford you this opportunity. Then, if you're looking to start, join the program. The next cohort we have is starting by 8th of November. So everything that we've said, everything that Stanley have done, if you are interested, you're looking to pick up the skill, transition, considering the World Economic Forum, considering the future of job reports, you want to really get into something that will be of value, whereby you'll be able to leverage on the growth that is happening globally, leverage on that, lean on that, build your technical experience in a beginner's friendly environment. You have the ability to get into the program. The next one is happening on the 8th of November. So you might want to try as much as possible to join that. And how do you join? So currently, the price of the program, so any of the program you're looking to get into, currently the price is $1,000 US. I have a lot of people joining from UK. So that $1,000 is also equivalent to 820 pounds. Okay. That $1,000 is equivalent to 820 pounds. But we have a discount. We call that early bird discount that is available only to the first 20 people to register for any of this program. Now, any of the program you're able to register for, so far you're one of the first 20 people to register. You have the ability to get the early bird discount and you get a 25% discount. So instead of you paying $1,000 US, you get to pay $750 US. And it gets better. $750 is equivalent to 615 pounds. That's 615 pounds, right? Now, that 615 pounds or 750 US dollars, you have ability. That's I also have people joining from Canada. So that's 750 is equivalent to 1,100 Canadian dollars. Now, you see all these prices I've just called, you have ability to pay in installments. You can pay one time, you can pay two times, you can pay three, four, or even five times. And if you're looking to pay 750 five times, or if you're looking to pay 615 five times, that will be you paying 150 US dollars every month for 5 months. Or you get to pay 120 £3, that's £1 to £3 every month for 5 months. And if you're in Canada, that is going to be 220 Canadian dollars every month for 5 months. Okay, so if you click on the link that my colleague shared in the chat box, it will definitely take you to the website where you'll be able to make the payments. But what I'll do also now is I will show you the prices. I will show you the prices and walk you through how you will be able to make your payment and secure your spot, right? So let me share that part of my screen and show you exactly how you can take advantage of this discount and secure a spot. Okay. So if you click on the link my colleague shared in the session in the chat box, you'll be able to go where they said register before October 25th. You want to click on that. It will take you to this particular website you can see on your screen. It will bring you here. So you want to click, it will bring you just to this website. So once you click on that, it will bring you to this, and you'll be able to scroll down to any of the program you want to get into. So let's say you're looking to get into data analytics. So if you want to click on buy now, you will see data analytics. Any of the program you're looking to get into, everything is here. So you want to just scroll down to see them, right? Any of the program, they are here. So in this case, you're clicking on register for data analytics. And immediately you do that, you will see enroll now. Okay. So click on the enroll now. Once you click on the enroll now, it will prompt, it will give you this prompt to sign up. So you want to input your full name, you want to input a valid email address, you want to input a valid phone number because of the authentication that will happen. Then you want to create an account. Once you create an account, you validate the account, you'll be able to sign in. But in my own case, I already have an account. So you want to come here, I will just sign in, then show you exactly what you will see after you've signed in your own account. Okay. So once you're done registering, you get a notification sent to your email asking you to input the login code. Once you do that, you'll be able to get signed in. I think in my own case, I've signed in already. I think this should come up in no time. So once you get the notification to your email, okay, say sign in successful. Let me just refresh this. Okay. No, remember, if you have questions, you might want to drop it in the chat box, or just drop it in the chat box so that once I'm done, because I'm almost done, just to walk you through how to make payments, and we get to answer whatever question you might have. Okay. Let me use, okay, fantastic. So once you sign up, it's going to bring you to this particular it's going to bring you to this page whereby you need to select the starting date. Now, you see the discounts that we have running, the 25% discount. If you're looking to start in November, covers you. If you're also looking to start by December, another cohort is starting for the year. That's the last one we have. Is starting by 6th of December. So if you're looking to take advantage of this discount and you want to key into the discounts to take advantage. You have opportunity to select either November or December. So whichever one that works for you, select it. Then you go ahead to select your payment plan. So let's say I want to start by November and you have a payment plan. Like I already said, that's 750 US dollars is equivalent to 615 pounds. But if you're looking to pay one time or you're looking to pay twice, you'll be getting yourself additional 30 pounds, saving yourself additional 30 pounds, and you get to pay 585 pounds. That's if you're paying once or you're looking to pay twice. So if you're paying twice, that will be 292 pounds. You pay that twice. But if you're looking to pay 3 times, 4 times, or 5 times, still taking advantage of the discount, then you have the 3 instrumental, which is 205 pounds, or the 4 instrumental, which is 153 pounds, or the 5 instrumental, which is 123 pounds. So whichever one that works for you, select it, then you click on apply discounts. Once you apply discounts, it will take you to where you'll be able to make payment directly and be able to join the program starting either by November, 8th of November, or December by 6th of December. Okay, so this is how you secure spots. This link is currently, my colleague shared this link in the chat box. So you want to make sure you click on that link to bring you to this particular website. So you'll be able to make your payment, take advantage of the discount, and be able to transition, take advantage of everything we've taught you tonight, and transition into this space. So this is where you see the payment breakdown, whereby you get to pay. Today is 15th of October. Your next payment, your next instrumental payment is going to be 15th of November, December, January, and by 13th of February, you get to pay your last instrumental, meaning you must have learned for 5 months, just about 1 month before you end your learning program, while you get to complete your training, meaning you are getting value, building yourself while you pay for this particular thing. Then also, so once you come down, you see where you confirm that your information is correct. You also confirm that you've read the terms and conditions where you should go through, read them. Then you click on pay now. So once you click on pay now, you make payment directly from the website. Then you'll be able to join the program once it starts. All right. So this is how you secure your spot. Make payment and join the program starting by 8th of November or 6th of December. Okay. So if there's anybody that have questions, they want to speak, they want to unmute their mic, you can just indicate. Or if you have questions, you can drop it in the chat box. Just indicate, and I'll be able to call you to speak, ask you whatever question you have, and give you better guidance on what to do to have you transition. All right. Do I have anybody that have questions in the chat? Let me look at the previous chart to see if I missed out on any question before we close it for the night. Right. Okay, so all right, so iBillion said I joined late but learned something. So iBillions, you're actually not missing out on anything. Like I said, the session is recorded. So make sure you complete the form where at the attendance sheet so that you'll be able to get the complete video shared to your email, and you'll be able to watch everything that Stanley did, also get access to the data set, and also be able to do the same thing that he must have done. So you'll be able to show people what you've been able to do by attending just one session with us. Okay, right. Okay, let me say this is insightful. Right, you're so welcome. All right, so Frederick, I hope you have been able to understand the payment mode because I just discussed that. So you can pay using either your debit card or your credit card. Any of the two payment option is valid. All right. Okay. Let me see. Right. Right. Okay. So Taiwo. So Taiwo, make sure you complete the form that my colleague Oluwaseyi shared with you under your chart so that you're able to get access to the recordings. Okay. All right. Fantastic. All right. So far you've been able to fill the form. you will be getting the recording and the slide, this particular slide, you'll be getting it to your email. All right, Frederick, you're also welcome. So I believe the session has been very impactful. We've all been able to learn. If I don't, the fact that I don't have any questions, meaning everybody was able to understand everything my colleagues said and everything that he did. Okay, so it's glad that. All right, Frederick, looking forward to have you. Also by November. Since you're looking to make payment before November, that means you're looking to start by November. So make sure you make your payment before the discount runs out, and we'll definitely be glad to have you go through the training and have you also transition and have you be part of the people that will have their testimonials on the slide on our YouTube. If you go on our YouTube page, we have tons and tons of participants that have been able to get a job even while still in the training. Okay. So we're looking forward to have each and every one of you in the program. Now, the absence of any further questions, Frederick, you're very welcome. At the absence of any further questions, thank you for sharing your 1 hour 45 minutes with us. It's really been impactful. I believe everybody got value from this particular session. The recording will be shared to your email, so you can also go through it. But most importantly, make sure you secure spots, take advantage of the discount, and transition. All right. The world is moving at a pace whereby you don't want to be left behind. So get into a space whereby you know you are not jumping into it blindly, but you're being guided by data. Remember, the organization that Stanley did the analysis for, it would be very costful if they had done anything without data. But right now that they have data, they're able to use this data to target the value, the high value customers. You also have the information right now. You also have the report from the Future of Jobs from the World Economic Forum. Use this information, leverage on it, take the information, watch the recording again, decide which of the program you want to get into, register for it, get into it, build your technical experience, and transition into where the world is leading towards. All right. So, at the absence of any further questions, thank you all for being here, and it has really been impactful. Thank you all for being here. So, at the absence of any questions, thank you all. Cheers and bye for now. Bye, everybody. So I think I'm going to unmute everybody. Everybody will have opportunity to speak and just say their bye-byes. Okay, so everybody you can unmute now. So everybody can unmute now and just say
Good
their bye-byes.
night.
Right.
Thank you
Bye-bye,
so
everybody.
much. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Prince.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
Bye-bye.
you.
you.
Bless you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Cheers.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.